whatever we perceive, it's all our memory and our experience which becomes compressed visually into the world that we see. Two people can look at the same painting, two people can look at the same person, and they see totally a different person or a totally different painting. Why? Because we live in our mind. The mind produces everything according to memory. Now, memory is made up of tradition, religion, upbringing, training, nationality, race, all your belief system, all these things put together is your conditioning. This is your memory. But now, what we miss is that we are aware of all this. We can be aware of all this. You see? You are aware of all the memory. You don't have to go through bit by bit like I did. But you're aware that everything is memory. And this you have to stay with this now. The awareness of that memory is what makes life appear real. What makes a human into a being. Because human without being does not exist, right? Memory cannot exist without awareness, without consciousness. What makes awareness, memory possible? The very structure, the atomic energy, when waves become particles, molecular structure, what makes it possible is the consciousness, the spirit, the energy within it. But that energy has the ability to recognize itself. It can actually look at the memory and say, this is who I am in memory. But who I really am is the one who's seeing the memory. Are you understanding me so far? The awareness of it. But now, the question comes, Burt, aren't we talking about oneness? That's right. What is the difference between awareness and memory?
They are the same.
They are exactly the same. Not exactly the same. They seem to be different function, but they are the same because they need each other. See, awareness just is. If something just is, and it does not express as something, well, there's nothing then, is there? It is like the great void before creation, which of course never was. But we can put it like that, okay? You see? So therefore it's not possible. So it takes creation in order to recognize itself, but it needs the awareness of itself. You see? So without memory, awareness cannot recognize itself. And that's the important thing. So we need awareness. We don't need awareness because awareness is eternal. We need memory in order to recognize that we are awareness itself, to look at itself. Just like the eyes cannot see themselves, but they need a mirror to look at the eyes. Okay? So therefore awareness needs a mirror to recognize itself. But there's only that awareness. There's nothing else but that. That is the oneness.
But only memory insofar as the memory is seen for what it is.
The memory is seen for what it is. If you don't see memory as what it is, that's what suffering is. If you don't see memory as what it is, then you're not aware.
Yeah.
You see? The moment you become aware of memory as it actually is, that's awareness.
Yeah.
Okay? Now that becomes living the awakened life.
Yeah.
Okay? And the two become one then. You see, you are aware space. And your body and everything else is just like the wave of the ocean. Now it's up, now it's down. The body exists 80, 90, 100 years, and then it's gone. It's a matter of time between a wave, which is a split second, and a lifespan, you see, of a human being. But as far as time is concerned, it's relative. So therefore the body comes up and go down. Now, if we realize we are life itself, then nothing happens. We see that nothing is ever happening because the memory keeps changing all the time. I am awareness, and this keeps going around and around and around. Death, life, experience, this and that. But everything is one. Another beautiful thing about oneness too is that Whatever you feel is a feeling. If we make it wrong, we suffer. If we make it right, then we also suffer. Because right creates a wrong. You see what I mean? So whatever you make it, it becomes your suffering. Whatever definition you give to any experience, that very definition will be your undoing. But if you see it as is, as just what is, that is your liberation. You see? That's back to oneness now, okay? So now we're saying that the fear of emptiness is the attachment to memory. You think you are memory. I am this body, I am this name that I was given at birth. I am my background, I am my experience, I am this, I am that. That doesn't mean you're not, but that's just like your clothes, you see? You know. So your attachment to that makes you totally forget who you are. That's called suffering. That is called pain. And that creates a fear of emptiness, because emptiness is awareness itself. Awareness, aware space. You are aware right now. That has no memory, that has no substance, that has no... It's invisible. You see, it's a mystery. You see, it is God looking through your eyes. That's the emptiness. You see?